Welcome to our Software Asset Management 101 Lightning course. My name is Ryan Kruger.
And I'm Chris Nielsen.
And Chris and I are both directors here at Anglepoint, helping organizations build and create sustainable software asset management programs. Really, over the course of this 101 series, we hope to do a little bit of a broader and a deeper dive into key software asset management topics. So we're going to be reviewing a few of them. One of them is really, what is software asset management? The second one will be, why is software asset management important? Then we're going to go into a couple of key concepts around software entitlement and software discovery and inventory. After we discuss those, we're going to review software license management and why that's an important piece of SAM. Then after that, we'll be discussing the software asset lifecycle and then really going into some of the characteristics of a successful SAM program. So let's go then into what is SAM, right? Software asset management is a business practice that involves managing, controlling, optimizing the acquisition, the deployment, the maintenance, and the utilization of software within an organization. You can think of software asset management, you can think of those three words almost independently, right? Because if you're to think of what is an asset, well, an asset is something that has financial value or worth. So, the difference between perhaps software versus another tangible asset like a building or a car or anything of that nature is that you really can't see software, right? It's something that's installed on a server or a computer, or it's something that's accessed via a web browser, and you can't hold on to it with your hands and fingers. So because of that, and the fact that it's an intangible asset, it really requires a proactive approach to making sure that we understand what software as an organization we've purchased, as well as what we're using. So from a SAM function, we're looking at helping organizations effectively monitor their software inventory, ensuring compliance with their software licensing agreements, reducing costs by eliminating unnecessary software, and really minimizing any risks that may come by misusing that software. And then by providing a centralized view of all software assets, SAM enables organizations to make informed decisions, right? And those informed decisions really help drive efficiencies, they help drive cost savings, and streamline IT operations. So of the many benefits that SAM has, there's a few of them, and we want to list just a couple here. So one is that organizations will benefit from having a more proactive approach to license compliance, as well as mitigating risk. There's also a piece of cost optimization and improved IT efficiency. Not to forget about security, right, is that security and data protection is an incredibly important part of an organization, and software asset management helps support that function as well. And the last piece around SAM is that it helps improve our overall governance and strategic decision making.
That's right. So we've talked a lot about what is SAM. Let's dive into what it's not. It's often helpful to look at what something isn't to define it. And so we wanted to go through a few things that you might think is the definition of SAM, but we believe we much go further than that in how we look at SAM. So SAM is not just a license tracking compliance exercise. We don't want to just look at our software licenses and our entitlements. We also have to dive into what we're using and how we're using that software. And so by the same nature, it's not just an inventory management exercise. We can't just look at what's installed and count applications. We have to know exactly how those applications are used, what their usage patterns are, and understanding the business needs of how that software is deployed. It's also not just a one-time effort. Often we see companies want to just do one effective license position or do a line in the sand exercise or a static report. And often once you produce those and you show those to leadership, they're already out of date and stale. It's also not just IT's responsibility to do SAM. There are so many other organizations with a company that can benefit and help provide input into the SAM process, whether it's IT finance or procurement or product management. All of these groups have relevant data points that will be required if you want to have a mature and sustainable SAM program. My favorite, perhaps, is that SAM is not just a tool. Yes, it's often important to buy a tool and get money for a budget to buy a tool, but if your process is broken and your data is poor, then all of that data and information and workflow that you flow into a tool that you pay a lot of money for is likely going to come out as garbage just as well. And so SAM is not just a tool. And then finally, it's not just about saving money.
Right.
Saving money is important, right? It's a good way to maybe prove your worth as a SAM program, but often there are other larger goals that can come as building a sustainable SAM program, whether it's cost optimization or, as Ryan said, having better security practices, knowing exactly what you own so that you can patch it and protect it. And then overall governance, understanding what is deployed and how to mitigate risk is a key function of software asset management.
So thanks for joining our first installment in this SAM 101 series. For any additional questions you may have, feel free to go to anglepoint.com for more information.